with us as we move back to Africa, and South Africa is strengthening trade partnerships globally as it faces a looming 30% tariff from the United States. Foreign Minister Lamola emphasised the country's focus on expanding ties with markets in Africa, Asia, Europe and the Middle East, also the Americas. He acknowledged the US tariff shift as a significant challenge, but reaffirmed South Africa's commitment to negotiating a fair trade deal. The government will use all diplomatic channels to protect national interests and maintain strong relations with the US. Let's now listen in to the South African Foreign Minister.
We have been strengthening the trade investment partnerships with various trade partners. These efforts are bearing fruits, targeting markets across Africa, as well as in Asia, Europe, Middle East and Americas. The new tariff regime implemented by the United States is a significant departure from a low tariff environment. This policy shift, which affects not only South Africa, but the entire world, has already led to higher tariffs than before, changing the landscape of global trade as we know it. South Africa is committed to a principled approach, and we will continue to use all available diplomatic channels to negotiate a mutual beneficial trade deal with the United States, one that respects our national interests while advancing our long-standing partnership.
Well, Rabinda, thank you for staying with us. Of course, South Africa, they're saying that they're going to look at other trade partners amidst these Trump tariffs, looking broader at the US tariff policy. Do you think this is potentially pushing countries like South Africa away from the US and might have negative impacts on the US economy?
Well, certainly it is pushing countries away from the US, but I do not know right now, the jury is out whether it's having a negative impact on the American economy. Because remember, America is being able to suck in capital from various countries. EU, in addition to the 15% tariffs, has promised to invest, I think, $750 billion in America in the next 3 years, buy oil and gas for $650 billion in the next 3 years. Japan is committing $100 billion, etc. So we don't know how much, the economics of within the US will be impacted. But yes, in a geopolitical context and in a long-term context, the trend is very much out there. Countries are wanting to create, additional alternative pathways, partnerships. Though, much like South Africa, I think most countries are doing. They're trying to do whatever best they can do with the US, staying polite or trying to get the best out, whichever possible. But realizing the situation and the reality, they are looking at expanding into newer markets. South Africa particularly, I think their estimate is they're going to lose maybe 30,000 to 100,000 jobs due to the Trump tariffs. So they are looking to explore other markets, especially China is already there. China, in fact, is offering all countries of Africa import duty-free imports from Africa. Okay, so that's there. But I mean, there are sectoral challenges. Like one of the big products of the South Africans is the citrus fruits. Now, the kind of market they have in the US for those citrus fruits is a very good market. And their growers are saying that, for us to find another market which will accept our citrus fruits the same way as America will not be easy. So countries will face these kind of dynamics also.
Rabinda Sachdev, thank you ever so much for joining us on both of those topics. We are unfortunately out of time, but we'll be back